Step into the spotlight.
So apparently there's this new feature, or I guess it's new because I'm a nobody, but there's this feature on Twitter where they select like one of your tweets and then it gets put in this moments thing, and then they like turns into this whole trending thing, and then it becomes something bigger. Other people can see it, and pretty much what they're doing is they're promoting you because you're talking about something that's popular right now. So I tweeted about that chick that's in the Deadpool movie. The new teaser came out for the second one, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, yeah, that's her name. She has this cool new hairdo and earring, and it's very 80s style, but I thought it looked pretty cool. So I retweeted, that I thought her hair was flipping majestic, and they put it on that Moments thing, and now it's blowing up my mentions. My mentions are going crazy. I got to say, I do like the hairdo, I do like the earring, definitely. But anyway, on to what we're really wanting to talk about here. So I just read Dark Knight's #1 shot, Batman Who Laughs. And, I'd kind of been waiting on this book because this is one of the first ones that Scott Snyder talked about in his Twitter mentions, name dropping, where he was talking about all these different Batman's origins. And he had pretty much talked about what made this Batman Batman. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to read about the other ones. So you can kind of tell that this is his favorite. Well, we get this book here, and I look at who's doing it, and that's what kind of gets my attention. See if I can get to the title page here. But James Tynion, the one that does Detective Comics, which is a huge jerk on Twitter, is actually a pretty good writer, and he's been on the Detective Comics for a while now, a couple of years, so he must be doing something right. And then we've got look who the editor is, Eddie Berganza. Oh no, oh baby, what is you doing? So then we got Riley Rosmo doing the art. And if you'll notice something, if you've been watching my other videos, I talked about the series, The Batman, The Shadow is a crossover event, and now they have this new book called The Shadow Batman. Well, The Batman, The Shadow was Scott Snyder book as well, and they used this artist. And it's very cool because, each one of these Batman are from a different planet, or a different multiverse, multiverse, one of those things. And so it's very cool. Snyder has took a lot of effort in this. He's actually had a different artist do each one of these books, and it's on a different Earth. So it's like each one of these are a different Batman from one of these universes that's been going on. I've noticed some where it looks like the Batman from like the TV show, the old 60-something 1960s TV show, and then you've got this Batman that looks like the one from The Shadow, and then you've got a couple of other ones from other series. So, he took a lot of effort in this. It's just pretty cool. So anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about here. It's a Batman Who Laughs, and I got to say, this is probably going to be one of my favorites because the story is very interesting, the dialogue catches your attention, and it's just good. So we start out here, and he says, we've got the Batman Who Laughs sitting here at the table with his cards, and he's already looking freaking creepy. Okay, he looks like one of the guys from Hellraiser. And he says, I know you're scared right now. Ooh. You don't need to pretend. I can see you trembling. You don't know why I brought you here. But you know the answer can't be good. And you're right, it's not. Ooh, dang, we're getting started right off the top here. So he's talking about each one of the superheroes. But he says, when you throw in the Joker, that changes everything. And then we get the title page here again. It says Batman Who Laughs. And pretty much what has happened is the Joker has systematically burned down Gotham. He is just one hospital at a time, one building at a time. He is blowing everything up. He's killed all the villains. He's killed most of the good guys, or not most of the good guys, but some of the lower end good guys in Gotham. And it's not looking good. So he's got Batman tied up, and he's got him drugged, and he's been beating him. He's killed Commissioner Gordon. And now he actually has an assembly line of people set up to where he's shooting them one at a time and then converting their kids into crazy Joker children. And we get this awesome splash page here with the Batman symbol being broken with a Joker's laugh. When we get Batman, and he's had enough. Batman breaks out of his stuff, goes on a rampage, starts beating the Joker to death. And then before the Joker can do anything else, breaks his neck and kills him. But then when he breaks his neck, something weird comes out of his mouth. And so then we break to later on, 2 days. It says 2 days later, and it looks like the All-Star Superman sitting there. We've got Batman sitting there. By the way, I really like this art style because they draw Batman with the shorter ears. It's just very classic looking. I like it. They got Superman with the curl in his hair. He looks they look muscular, but they look natural muscular. You know what I mean? It's like an old style of drawing. Man, my Twitter is blowing up right now. It's awesome. So he says, he was dying, Clark. The chemicals that made him the Joker, they were starting to eat him away from the inside. That's what pushed him to take things so far. Why he pushed me. And it's like, oh, so the chemicals were killing him. And then we get this weird kind of telltale feeling here because they got the children and they're trying to help them to bring them back to normal. And he says a scientist or a psychologist spoke to one of them this afternoon and he tried to bite her throat out. And Batman goes, ha! And then Superman looks at me and goes, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't funny. I was like, oh, that's not good. So then we got Nightwing and the other Bat kids all sitting here training. But they're talking about how it's more intense than normal. Like the machines are way more active than they usually are, and I know something's up. So they go visit Batman, and then Batman breaks the news to him that he's slowly turning into Joker. And he says, I got you guys here so you can keep an eye on me because if I turn into Joker, I'll be the worst Joker ever because I have all this technical thinking along with being evil. And then that's when he totally whips out machine guns and guns them down. Crazy. And if you'll notice, every one of them is pretty much dead, except it looks like Damian only got hit in the chin. So we'll go back to that later. And then we get this crazy scene here 1 week later at the Watchtower. We get a dialogue from Batman. His dialogue words are changing. That's what's so funny. They're changing just like him. And you can see that the Justice League is like dead, like murdered dead, splattered everywhere. This is very gruesome, guys. They hadn't done a book like this with the Justice League in a while. And I can't say that I'm a very big fan of it most of the time, but this time it works. I mean, he has got, one of these dudes is cut in half, his guts is hanging everywhere. And then you see Batman's suit has slowly changed to be more like him. You know, it's cool. All this little telltale stuff starting to happen. And then he totally uses black kryptonite to make Superman and his son kill very viciously Lois Lane. I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. So then you get the introduction of, right before that, you get the introduction of Damian, which has been hardwired now to be a Joker just like the rest of them. And he's dressed up the other kids to be Robins. So you can kind of see where that come from, where all these little Robins come from. And so then he pretty much breaks to the next page, and he was full on the Batman Who Laughs at this point. There's no one who can stop him. He's killed everybody. You know, the same story. He's killed all the bad guys, all the good guys. There's nothing left. And that's when Barbados comes to him, joins him up with the rest of the crew. And that's that. So then we get to the next page here, and he's still playing with the cards. And he's talking to somebody, and I don't know who the heck this is. They won't tell us who this is all bandaged up. I don't know. It could be Batman, but he doesn't say him. It could be one of the Robins. I'm not sure. But then you get to see what they're really trying to do. You get this splash page here, which is flipping awesome. Um, they are trying to release all of the horrible nightmares from the dark multiverse, all of the tangled, dark, tarnished versions of the superheroes. You got Cheetah, Wonder Woman. You've got a grotesque looking Superman. You've got a bunch of different evil versions of Green Lantern. You've got a Mongol Superman. There's a lot, and then you get the quick. Well, if you look to the back, you get a little bit of a tease of Power Girl. I was like, oh man, bring back Power Girl. And he said they're coming. Every nightmare this multiverse has ever had. They're armed and ready for invasion, waiting for the door to open. So that's what it's been leading to. That's why they're trying to use all these people as a conduit to bring this into. And then that's it. It pretty much leads into To Be Continued and Metal Number 4 and The Wild Hunt, whatever that is. But I can't wait. I mean, this is really great. This is one of the better stories, and I think it's because the art is so good. But also, it's a more interesting story. This person is psychotic. And the more you hear about him, the more you get it. He is definitely the brains behind the operation. He's not necessarily the most epic combat. He is like the Joker of the group. That's what he is. He's more of a leader. He's more of a behind-the-scenes guy, but he's not afraid to get his hands dirty when he needs to. And so, yeah, this was probably going to be one of my favorites. I mean, it was dark, creepy. It knew when to keep going. It knew when to stop. As far as the gruesomeness, I mean, it's pretty dead on. But if you like this art style, definitely check out the Batman Shadow series. It's a 1 through 6 short series. It's very, very good. Check it out. And now they've got the Shadow Batman. I think it's like two issues in. It's good as well. It's not as good as the other one, but it's still good. But all right, guys, tell me what you think about this review. Tell me what you think about my video. Tell me what you think about the book. Tell me which one is your favorite so far out of these series, and how this compares to Secret Empire. But anyway, so in the comment section, I've got a Patreon. Please donate to that. That'll help me keep going for my comic book that I'm working on. And also check out my Teespring account if you want to support me that way. So that way you can get a cool t-shirt out of it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Underground Geek out.